Tune in to Basement Talk. I'm your host, Riz the King.
This is G-Ray coming out of St. Louis.
But yeah, I wanted to bring up Michael Porter. So Michael Porter, let's go into Michael Porter a little bit. Went to Mizzou. Supposed to be this great player coming out of high school, you know what I'm saying? Was going to be killing it.
No doubt.
Got hurt, blah, blah, blah. Only played a couple games, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I showed you the interview earlier. That man did the interview, and in the interview he said before the draft, and I think this is what hurt his draft. He was talking about how the time off from playing in college helped him realize that he is more than a basketball player. That is the wrongest thing you should ever say going into a draft.
It is.
And I'm looking, so now fast forward, now I'm watching the draft. And I'm watching him sweating, wondering why he dropping so low.
Right.
I want to be like, well, part because you won't reach the medical history, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And two, because you're telling everybody that basketball is not number one no more. So with that being said, so now he drops all the way down to 14 to the Denver Nuggets.
Right.
Denver Nuggets is they're a pretty stacked team right now.
Right.
So with Michael Porter's ability and with his back and everything I just told you, how you think his freshman year is going to come out, or rookie year?
I don't care if he plays a second his rookie year, because the pick is amazing. They essentially did, the Denver Nuggets did what the New York Knicks should have done.
At 9.
At 9, you don't let a talent like Michael Porter pass you by if you're the Knicks. I don't care. I mean, Porzingis is not playing this upcoming year. He tore his ACL midway through the year last year. Porzingis you might as well cross him off the list. He's not playing in 2018 going into 19. If you draft Michael Porter, who probably won't play this upcoming year as well, you could potentially have two guys that's 6'10", 6'11", that shoot the ball at a high clip, that fit this modern level of basketball, but they pass on him for Kevin Knox.
Now let's just say for argument's sake that Michael Porter is ready to play come game one. You know what I'm saying? What does he fit on the roster with Gary Harris, Will Barton, what's his name? Jokic?
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic. You got him. You got Wilson Chandler. You got Jamal Murray. That's a stacked team with talent across the board.
They don't need him.
They don't. So that's what I'm saying. So what's going to happen with him? Is he going to start? They going to be on the bench? What are they going to put him in?
I think if he's ready to play, he's arguably their second best player right now.
They're going to throw him out there.
They're going to have to play him. If he's ready. If he's not ready to play, they're fine.
Because they was one game out of the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't like they was like a crap team.
They're in a situation that they had to be surprised that he slipped to 14.
Yeah, they was like, what?
So you mean to tell me we're going to take the presumptive number one pick in the draft if there were no health concerns? We're going to get him at 14? Even if he never plays a minute in the NBA, that's still worth the risk. That's a number one pick caliber player that you're getting at 14. That never happens.
It's definitely worth the risk.
So to answer your question, if he is healthy and he could really play, then they won the draft. They're a playoff team. Because you have so much talent on that roster that it's just going to overwhelm people. If he's not ready to play, it's still an amazing pick because you can sit him down. I believe they have Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap will start in his place. Yep. They'll get a year more out of Paul Millsap.
He get old, right?
Right. And then in a year from now, if his back is ready to go and he's fully, all thumbs up, he can play, then you let a couple of those older established players go, and then you make a way for him to start. And he could be a dominant player. He's probably going to be 7 feet before he stops growing, and he can shoot three-pointers like Dirk Nowitzki.
I was hoping for a situation for him like how Trae Young got. I'm going to be honest with you. With the way he was talking in the interview, I feel like when he get on his team and he got to actually work for his spot, I think we're going to see Michael Porter kind of fall back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They still going to put him out there, but I don't think he's going to come out there and just immediately start putting up numbers because he's not used to that. He used to somebody getting him the team and being like, go ahead and get busy.
That might be the best thing for him, though. He don't need nobody to just throw him out there to the wolves.
But it could be make or break, though. That's what I'm saying. So we're going to find out right now where his heart is. You know what I'm saying? Like, do he really want this? Or do he just want to have a name?
To your point, I don't like the way Michael Porter talks.
He worries me.
I heard in an interview come out his mouth, I'm like Kevin Durant and Tracy McGrady. That's not a good idea. Michael Porter is last being seen dominating high school competition. So I don't want to hear you talking about you as good as Tracy or your game, is reminiscent of Kevin Durant and Tracy McGrady. Just keep quiet about that type of stuff. But if it works out for the kid, then he's gonna be a dominant player. And Denver is the perfect place for him to go. Just come out here, work out, prove that you're healthy, and prove that you could last in this league. No expectations. If they come out and say he's gonna miss the year, won't nobody be mad? Michael,
Joel Embiid,
Joel Embiid, Blake did the same thing. Markelle Fultz just did the same thing.
Half a year.
Right.
What Ben Simmons missed his whole first year.
Yeah.
So you can miss a year.
You can miss a year, get your body right, get your mind right, and then just like Ben Simmons, he gonna play 2019, going to 2020, ain't gonna be rookie of the year.